What's up, everybody? My name is... What's up, everybody? My name is Scott Waters, and welcome to NoLifeTilMetal. Going to be doing a NoLifeTilMetal Records and graphics update here. Pretty exciting, some of the stuff that's happening. It's going to be coming up in 2019. But before I get into that, I'm going to go into what's out and available right now. On vinyl, this is Philadelphia WARLORD. This is, the 80s band Philadelphia that recorded 2 albums. It was about 83, 82, 83, 84, somewhere in that area. They recorded an album called Tell the Truth, and then they recorded an album called Search and Destroy. And this was supposed to be the follow-up to that, which of course wasn't recorded and finished until years later. Put out on Roxx Records 2000, I don't know, 15 or 16, somewhere in that area. Never released on vinyl. CDs sold out. So we have the test pressing here. This is going to be shipping right after Christmas. It is part of the Roxx Underground series, number 11, and this will be next to last in the Underground series. There will only be 12 releases for this, and it's done. No more Underground releases, no more J cards. That's the end of it. So there's 150 of these available that will be available. They're already for sale on the Roxx Records website, and you can grab it now if you're interested, as well as the vinyl and CD reissue of Search and Destroy with the new cover art. Again, I did the layout for this one for both the record and the CD. The CD is kind of neat because it's got, actually the record has it too. We had a contest for this one, allowing people to color in the artwork. That the original cover was just kind of a black and white and just had a solid red screen over it. So we scanned it, made it black and white, and we allowed people to download the high-res image and color it in. So a bunch of the ones that were in the top 10, top 12 that the band liked are in the booklet. So it's pretty neat. And one of the winners is actually in the insert on the record itself, which I actually think I have in here. Let's take a look. Oh, nope, I don't have it in here. Sorry. It'll be in the final album, though. It's pretty neat. Somebody actually took the initiative to scan in and color the original inner sleeve. That was black and white on the inside of the original pressing, and so we used that on the inside of this one as well. Sounds fantastic. It's been remastered by Bombworks Sound for vinyl, and it sounds great on the test pressing. And those will be, again, shipping right after Christmas, I believe, probably the week right after Christmas. And what's playing in the background, this is the new BioGenesis. This is the sticker for that album. I did the album cover artwork for this one. I did the layout for the CD. And this one will be coming out on vinyl, but not till way later in 2019. So the CD is very... here's the CD, here's the back, anyhow. Here's the booklet, which I did. The CD is very small pressing, only 300 of these available, and the pre-order sold very well, but there still are some left on the Roxx Productions and the NoLifeTilMetal Records websites if you're interested in picking this one up. Fantastic progressive heavy metal, excuse me. Really like this release. I haven't stopped listening to it. I really think it's the best BioGenesis yet, and I'm not saying that just because I did the artwork for it. Y'all know that, if you've watched this channel for any number of years, you know that I've been a BioGenesis fan for way longer than when they signed with Roxx Records a couple years ago. So, very good album from them. Chaz Bond, vocal style is just, he's just got a range from low guttural, almost a death metal growl, to a soulful kind of baritone vocal style, like maybe Jimmy Brown or David Bowie. And speaking of Jimmy Brown, they do a Deliverance cover on here of Flesh and Blood off Weapons of Our Warfare, and they just take the song and make it their own. They kind of put in that proggy sound that they have, keyboards and guitars together. It's just a very well done album. So I think it's $11.99 on the website if you're interested in picking that one up. Oh, and here's the sticker to the WARLORD album too. That was part of the pre-order incentive, and you can still pre-order it up until it's released. So next is this one's available too. This is the lead, Punk. This is the Pass Behind. This is actually the sticker you see in the front cover, which I did The layout for the sticker was the only thing I did. That's the only artwork I did for this one. The band did their own layout and their own cover art. The original cover on REX Records looked something like this. It was released on cassette tape. It was also released on vinyl independently before the REX picked it up, and that cover looked more like this one here. So you basically get your choice of 3 different covers here. With this one you can put the sticker in, there's a cover, you got the front cover, you got the back cover. And the layout again was done by the band itself. It is a 12-page booklet with tons of photos and whatnot. And it is punk, raw, aggressive punk, pushing towards the 80s hardcore style or 80s crossover style. I'm not. It doesn't compare to like the Ramones or that kind of thing. It's not poppy whatsoever. It's definitely old school, in your face punk rock. Very good stuff if you're into that kind of thing, and I am. So I've had this album on cassette tape since I think it came out in like 88, 89, somewhere in that area, and I've had it ever since then. So the lead, The Past Behind. So that's it. That's just what's available now. It's out. You can pre-order already. The rest of this stuff is stuff that's coming out on REX Records. I'm sorry, REX. On Roxx Records, the next 2 releases are these 2. This is Love Life and Holy Soldier. The Love Life album, which is this one, is basically Fear Not. If you're familiar with the Fear Not release, it's very similar in style to that. I just call it straightforward heavy metal with an LA kind of commercial vibe to it. It's not pop metal. It's not, glammy in the way that, like a Poison are or something like that. It's got more in common with, say, Cinderella or some of the heavier Slaughter material than it does with like a Poison or that kind of thing. But anyhow, this is called Goodbye Lady Jane. This was their first album recorded under the name Love Life, and it's never been released on vinyl and had never been re-released on CD. The CD is impossible to find for anywhere under 50 or plus bucks. So that's coming out in the early part of 2019. I believe pre-orders for that will be going up in January, first week of January, as well as the new Holy Soldier. Now this one here, they're going to be pressing up 500 of them because this is probably one of the most requested albums we've had over the years to put out on vinyl and CD. So to get people to pre-order, you're going to get several pre-order incentives. You have the sticker, which is this one here, and I believe the first 100 pre-orders gets the sticker. And then there's also these buttons, and it's just the album cover button, and the first 50 pre-orders will be getting those. So you'll get the sticker and the button if you're within the first 50. The first 25 pre-orders will get another item on top of that, which is a die-cut Holy Soldier sticker looking like the dog tag logo. Don't have those back yet. So anyhow, I think that was going to sell out, honestly, because well, first of all, it's a great album. Stephen Patrick's got a voice like no other. I love the album. So I just think it's going to sell out, just from the number of people who've asked us over the years, please put this out, please put this out, please put this out, and just from the posts I put on Facebook and the amount of people I've seen, say take my money now kind of thing. So anyhow, that will be available coming up in January as well for pre-order. Like I said, pre-order incentives for the first 25, 50, and 100 people. So then after that, on Roxx Records will be REDSEA, which has never been released on vinyl and never been re-released on CD. This is a new cover art that I worked with Robin Calbasari on, who is the, of course, vocalist for the band, phenomenal vocalist, sang also in Die Happy and Joshua. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to this album. Sound is very heavy, kind of has a Badlands vibe to it, but not quite as bluesy. It is definitely, I mean, it sounds kind of cliche to say, but it's definitely kind of a mishmash of Badlands and Once Dead. But that's because you've got 2 members from Badlands on here, Jeff Martin and Greg Chason, bass player and drummer from there, and then you've got the guitar player from Fear Not, who's playing on this album. So it's a very, very good album, very hard to find, and I'm glad that Roxx is putting that out. And then this one, which has never been released on vinyl either, this is Ultimatum's first album, Symphonic Extremities, the only album that we ever recorded that was, done. Everything we've recorded over the years since the 90s has pretty much been recorded digitally, using computers and all that stuff, even if we mic'd everything and used all our amps and stuff. But this album was just pure almost recorded live, and this album deserves to be on vinyl, in my opinion. And this album will be coming out, 300 units of this. This is the pre-order sticker. I don't know what other pre-order incentives there will be, but yeah, I'm real excited that this is going to be coming out on vinyl in 2019. I'm pretty sure it's going to be on a colored vinyl as well as black. On NoLifeTilMetal Records, NoLifeTilMetal Records, there's a little NoLifeTilMetal sticker I had printed up. I've been throwing these in people's packages as they're going out, so these are vinyl stickers that, I mean, they're weatherproof and all other kinds of proof. Pretty cool. But what we've put on our first vinyl release of 2019 is going to be Mass Fighter, and this album was recorded in 1982 with producer Tom Allman, who's known for his work with Black Sabbath and Judas Priest especially, and it was recorded for A&M Records. And what happened was, it was recorded for A&M Records. The band's management wasn't getting along well with the band, and wasn't also getting along with A&M Records, and basically ended up screwing the band, and to the point where the record company said, either get rid of your management or we're not putting the record out. They took them 2 years of litigation to get rid of the management, including having to claim bankruptcy. By the time they were done, and A&M Records was just weren't interested anymore, and they shelved the record. So it was never released on vinyl like it should have been. So it's going to be released on NoLifeTilMetal Records for the first time ever on vinyl, which is just fantastic, and also we'll have it available on CD. This is a sticker, the pre-order incentive, as well as we've got these cool little buttons printed up. Let's say Mass Fighter 1982. So again, that's the first 100 people, I believe, will get the sticker. First 50 people will get the sticker and the button. I believe that's how it's going to work for that one. We also signed Austrian traditional heavy metal band Veil of Deception. Now, okay, again, you guys know, if you've watched my channel any period of time, you've seen these guys showing them what's spinning. You've seen me rave about them in the past. This album here made my album of the, one of my albums of the year for that year. I love these guys, which is why I really wanted to work with them on their third album. We finally worked out a deal. It just got signed this weekend, and Veil of Deception's third album will be coming out in the United States on NoLifeTilMetal Records. First time their albums have ever been released here in the United States, so super excited about that. Only 300 copies will be available here in the U.S. The other copies are shipping to Austria and will be available in Europe. But yeah, I'm really hoping this album does well, because they're such a great band. They really deserve it. Slightly proggy, a little different than a lot of the traditional heavy metal bands that around now, because they add a little more progression. So I'd almost call it progressive metal, but it's not really all that progressive. Where it's like it's not Dream Theater, so don't think that. It's more straightforward than that. Great singing, clean vocals. I've always loved his vocals, which is one of the things I've raved about in the past. I don't mean any offense by this, but it's like if Vince Neil could sing, that's kind of what you get here. Not that Vince Neil's a bad vocalist or frontman. He's absolutely brilliant frontman and a great vocalist. But as far as singing voice, this guy has just a great singing voice, and I think anybody who appreciates heavy metal singing will really appreciate that. On top of some very heavy music there. So yeah, this is their second album, Tearing Up the Roofs. New album we'll have a press release out soon. If you're not already hooked up on Facebook, check out the Veil of Deception Facebook or the NoLifeTilMetal Records Facebook, and both of them will have the announcement very soon with the album cover art and the name of the new album. And then finally, on NoLifeTilMetal Records, I don't have anything to show you for this one, we're going to be releasing Heathens Rage, and we're calling the album Nights at SWITLIK. And it is a live recording from 1985 of the band. Full album, recorded in soundboard. It sounds fantastic. No, it's not going to be audiophile. It is 1985, so it's not perfect recording, but the sound is very good. If you're a Heathens Rage fan, or if you're a fan of that old traditional heavy metal, speed metal style, tons of covers on here, as well as original Heathens Rage numbers, and it's just a great show. I was at the show, so really looking forward to this one coming out. I sent the audio files to a buddy of mine who is also a fan, who lives in New Jersey still, and within a week he said he listened to it 4 or 5 times, so it's just very well done. So I'm very excited about that one, and that's going to be part of a series that we're starting between NoLifeTilMetal and Roxx called the Bootleg series. So we're going to start releasing CDs of some cool live stuff that we find. Anyhow, that's it. That's a lot of stuff, and I hope you appreciated this video. I will let you go, and I appreciate y'all watching. God bless, and stay strong.